He's skilled enough, yes. I'm gonna give it to him. He's skilled enough because he's winning. Even if he's fighting guys that your guys don't believe are good enough fighters, they should be able to beat him.
Right.
Right, but they can't.
Right.
So he's beating people who really, he shouldn't really be beaten. We gotta give him that credit. He's beating people that he really should not be beating.
Tank is big, Tank has a lot of skill, but I don't think he's the same Tank that we saw the most incredible knockouts. We saw him, I mean, Lamont Rhodes performed great.
Man, this is gonna be better than damn Circus Olay. Yeah, it's gonna look weird as hell in the ring together, man. You see how big Jake Paul is? 200 plus pounds? Man, I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Mike Tyson has spoken out in support of Jake Paul, showing respect for the YouTuber-turned boxer's development in the sport. Tyson stressed that Paul possesses real boxing ability and brings qualities to the ring that many critics fail to acknowledge. He argued that Paul's skills are too often dismissed simply because of his unusual entry into professional boxing. In Tyson's opinion, Paul has proven himself competent enough to earn recognition, regardless of the non-traditional path he's taken.
Jake Paul, he keeps saying he wants to fight you. Do you want to fight him?
That could be very interesting.
It could be interesting.
I never took it really serious, but yeah, that could be really interesting.
Do you think that he is skilled enough to make it something that you might actually want to do?
He's skilled enough, yes. I'm gonna give it to him. He's skilled enough because he's winning. Even if he's fighting guys that your guys don't believe are good enough fighters, they should be able to beat him.
Right.
Right, but they can't.
Right.
So he's beating people who really, he shouldn't really be beaten. We gotta give him that credit. He's beating people that he really should not be beating.
Jake Paul has once again found himself in the spotlight, not only for his often debated matchups, but also for the stage he's chosen to showcase them. Paul highlighted how boxing is becoming more thrilling with each passing event, and the recent partnership with Netflix marks a major shift. By teaming up with one of the world's biggest entertainment platforms, the sport is reaching audiences far beyond traditional pay-per-view buyers. This move represents a new chapter for boxing, introducing it to a wider mainstream crowd who may have never tuned in otherwise.
Huge news, by the way.
It's massive.
Like,
yeah,
I know we're taking it very
It's
nonchalantly. This is going to be your next super fight. And this is
on Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix.
Insane.
So it's another Netflix fight.
November 14th, Netflix.
Hey, it's fun.
shit.
It's funny. Like, actually, you kind of like pioneered this a little bit. The pay-per-view model for combat is dying. It seems, especially now with the Paramount's acquisition of UFC. It seems like free fights may be the way of the future.
Piracy is such a big problem. That's what it is.
And I thought you did that with one of your fights, where you were going against the piracy. What fight was that? Where I don't know, maybe.
No, I mean so there's there was like the TV era of boxing, then there was the pay-per-view era of boxing, and now we're going into the streaming era of boxing. So it's just interesting. Things are gonna get weird, but
I mean,
shout
dude,
out to Netflix to like believe in it.
So at what point can we give a shout out to your mom?
This topic is really interesting and really clip worthy. That's why I keep hammering him with questions. Do we move on now? Or?
Yeah, I mean, we can't move on. I would just say this, Jake. Let me tell you something, bro.
Okay.
And I don't mean to lil bro you, but
he always does.
Can we switch it to younger bro?
Oh my God.
Younger bro?
yeah, sure, whatever the fuck you want.
He is bigger than
He's
you.
actually bigger than you. He's actually bigger than you.
Not height-wise.
Yo, today, right now, you guys get in an argument and it goes down. Who's winning?
I mean, Jake's on edge, bro. I think he's. Here's the difference. He's capable of.
I'm aware.
Like really. I'm not sure. I mean, well.
Okay.
Few opinions in boxing carry as much weight as Mike Tyson's, given his legendary career and history against some of the sport's hardest punchers. After a sparring session with Jake Paul, Tyson admitted that Paul's power caught him off guard, even leaving him sore afterward, a revelation that surprised many who doubted Paul's physical ability. For someone like Tyson, whose career was built on both delivering and enduring devastating knockouts, this wasn't casual flattery. His remarks underscored that Paul's punching strength is genuine, not just marketing hype. It also serves as recognition of Paul's commitment to serious training and mastery of boxing fundamentals, reinforcing the idea that he is more than just a YouTuber experimenting with the sport. He is evolving into a legitimate athlete capable of doing real damage in the ring.
Oh no, I don't remember the fight that much. I kind of blanked out a little. Listen, know what I remember? coming back from the first round. And then the next day, I remember Jake is doing some kind of, I don't know, what was he doing at the ring?
Oh, yeah. A little bow at the end. He bowed.
And that's the last thing I remember. You know, but the day after the fight, right after the day after, I woke up, I told my wife, why did I do that? You know, I don't know. I just don't know what the hell goes on.
What did you think of Jake's power, man, when you were in there?
I don't remember it. But my body was really sore. Yeah, my body, my chest, my stomach and stuff was really sore.
Mike Perry, never shy about sharing blunt opinions, took aim at the idea of Gervonta Tank Davis stepping in to fight Jake Paul. Perry argued that Davis is no longer the knockout machine he once was, claiming his passion for the sport has faded over time. He stressed that when a fighter loses at pure drive, it becomes extremely difficult to compete, especially against opponents who are naturally bigger, heavier, and hungrier. Perry pointed out that while Davis still possesses speed and technical skill, he would be at a serious disadvantage against Paul, who could enter the ring close to 180 pounds. Such a weight gap, Perry explained, is far from trivial. It changes everything, from the impact of punches to endurance levels and the ability to withstand damage.
Jake is big. Tank has a lot of skill, but I don't think he's the same Tank that we saw the most incredible knockouts. We saw him, I mean, Lamont Roach performed great. They went to draw, and, you know, I just don't know. And Tank walked away. I don't know if he loves it enough to beat a guy who outweighs him by 80 to 100 pounds.
Yeah, true. Final question from me. Canelo, Terrence Crawford, who you got in that fight?
I think I'm going with the Mexican power.
Trainer Greg Hackett offered a more measured perspective, suggesting that Gervonta Tank Davis's decision to fight Jake Paul is motivated by business rather than desperation. Hackett emphasized that there's no shame in chasing a major payday, as financial opportunities have always been central to a fighter's career. In his view, this move doesn't mark the decline of Davis's legacy or signal the end of his prime. It's simply a smart financial choice. He urged fans and critics alike not to belittle Davis for taking the fight, reminding them that boxing has always been as much about prize money as it is about building a legacy.
When I first saw the headlines and I saw that they was, instead of him fighting Lamont, he'd be fighting Jake, whatever. At first I was like, damn, Tank, like that's kind of crazy, like that's up. But then I started thinking about it throughout the day. I'm thinking about it, I'm seeing the posts, and I'm like, yo, none of this is guaranteed. Like none of that we do in life is guaranteed. And it's also not a guarantee that we all gonna be here for a long time. You know what I mean? We all know somebody that died too early. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I know about life, when I hear old heads talk, you ask them about regrets. I wish I would have did this. I wish I would have did that. I wish I could have did this. I wish I could have did that. At the end of the day, man, you taking a shot at some money. We all wish we could have made that kind of money. I don't understand the issue. He could come back and fight whoever he want after that. His career is not over just because you fighting Jake Paul. Jake Paul ain't no type of fucking demon. It's not like he about to go in there with Godzilla. You about to play around for 8 rounds, 2 minutes with a dickhead. You know what I mean? No disrespect. But, you know, with somebody that think they know how to fight. This is a big robbery. You know what I'm saying? This is what people do in the corporate world every day. Still money. He doing it. I'm not mad at that, man. Yeah, I ain't mad at Tank for some that.
Former champion Timothy Bradley didn't hold back, labeling the potential matchup a circus. In his view, the size gap alone makes the fight unworthy of serious consideration. Jake Paul, who walks around well over 200 pounds, is simply too big for Gervonta Davis, a career lightweight. Bradley argued that pairings like this undermine the sport's credibility, as they ignore the basic principle of fair competition between fighters of similar weight. To him, the event feels more like a marketing stunt than a genuine contest. His criticism echoes the frustration of many boxing purists, who worry that such mismatches prioritize spectacle and revenue over the integrity of the craft.
Man, this is gonna be better than damn Circus on Lake. Yeah, they gonna look weird as hell in the ring together, man. You see how big Jake Paul is? 200 plus pounds? Man, I don't understand it. I don't get it. Yeah, the circus continues. This is why I can't stand damn Jake Paul. This is why I can't stand him, man. Shoot. Man, Canelo Alvarez is about to jump on that train, too. You know, you got guys like Andre Ward that want to take care of Jake Paul. You got guys, again, Tank. We already knew this was coming. You know, this was supposed to come right after the Rose fight, but he got a draw. Now they didn't skip and ski past the damn Rose fight. Ain't that damn something? I cannot believe this. It's crazy. Man, that's why you gotta stop hanging out there out there in the ATL, man. Stop hanging out there in that ATL, man. You'll be wearing a skirt in a minute. Man, y'all act like y'all ain't seen them damn videos with them dudes wearing all them skirts, man. Yeah, then all these rappers and stuff wearing skirts and dresses, man. Man, Tank, you better not put a dress on, Tank. Don't put no damn dress on, man. Don't do that, man. But anyways, man, look, this is all jokey jokes. You can take it serious if you want to take it serious. I don't give a damn. Yeah, Tank, ducking and dodging, hiding out. Oh yeah, is it a payday? Hell yeah, it's a payday. Ooh, it's a payday out of this world. Man, Tank Davis he's saving PBC. You know PBC ain't getting no money from Amazon. Y'all know that.
Boxing analyst Showbiz the Adult gave a direct assessment, predicting that Jake Paul will land heavy shots on Gervonta Davis if the fight happens. His argument is rooted in Paul's obvious physical advantages: greater size, longer reach, and superior raw power. While acknowledging Davis's skill and explosiveness, Showbiz contended that Paul's strength and durability would allow him to dictate the pace and wear Davis down. His take adds to the growing skepticism about Davis's chances, with many questioning whether technique and speed alone can overcome such a major physical disparity.
How does Tank Davis beat Jake Paul? I mean, you have Shakur Stevenson saying Jake Paul doesn't have a snowball's chance in hell, and that Gervonta Tank Davis would just outbox him and beat him on points.
I could see Tank just outboxing him and making it real easy.
And I get that, but when I think of Tank Davis, I think of a guy who kind of counters you to knock you out. I think of a guy who's not really a busy fighter. And this isn't just a size thing, because hell, if it was Jake Paul versus the prime Manny Pacquiao, I would say Manny Pacquiao because of Manny Pacquiao's style, how busy he is, how he hops in and out, I think he would collect the points, while Tank Davis, I think he punches the least amount of all fighters in the world right now. So do I think he can one-punch KO Jake Paul? Well, the thing is about Gervonta has really shown a huge amount of concern fighting anything north of 135.
Several commentators have also voiced doubts about Gervonta, Tank Davis's ability to knock out Jake Paul. They point to his recent outing against Lamont Roach, where Davis struggled to produce the kind of damage fans typically expect from him, even against a smaller, less physically imposing opponent. That performance has fueled skepticism over whether his power would have any real effect on someone as big and durable as Paul. Critics argue that the challenge isn't simply landing clean punches, but generating enough force to trouble a fighter who outweighs him so heavily. For many observers, this raises real questions about whether Tank's knockout reputation can hold up when moving far outside his natural weight class.
Thoughts? Do you think that Gervonta Davis will actually knock out Jake Paul? Because in my opinion, he won't, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you right now. Ladies and gentlemen. Gervonta Davis, my Muslim brother Abdul Wahid, he will not knock out Jake Paul. And let me tell you why. But before I do, like I said, please let me know your thoughts. Please. I want to figure out what you guys think about this. Because I just woke up to this news and I'm trying to process this as I'm making this video. So let's get into it. First thing that came to my mind, Gervonta Davis will not knock out Jake Paul. Let's talk about it. Well, let's talk about the Gervonta Davis side first. Let's look at his last fight, ladies and gentlemen. This man fought Lamont Roach, a world champion at 130 pounds. And Gervonta Davis was never, ever, ever able to budge him, to hurt him, to rock him, to drop him. If anything, the 130-pounder Lamont Roach and him being a 130-pounder actually looked bigger than Gervonta Davis on fight night. The 135-pound champion looked smaller than the 130-pound champion. And let's not act like Lamont Roach has any elite level experience in the pro ranks. I mean, let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen. Before Gervonta fought Lamont, we only heard about Lamont when he fought Hector Garcia. That was my first time ever hearing of Lamont Roach, and that was probably a year before he fought Tank.
Rising prospect Bruce Shoo Carrington voices frustration with the direction boxing is taking, criticizing the types of matchups Jake Paul has pursued. Carrington noted that Paul has mostly fought opponents who were older, retired, or not on the same skill level, and now faces Gervonta Davis, a fighter no longer at his peak. He argued that these kinds of events push the sport further away from true competition and deeper into money-first spectacles. Carrington also warned that if Paul and his financial backers, like Turkey Alashik, continue promoting these massive crossover fights, young fighters may be tempted to follow suit, chasing paydays instead of pursuing competitive matchups. Still, not everyone sees Paul's approach the same way. Some analysts believe his motivations extend beyond money, pointing out that Paul is fighting for legitimacy as much as profit. In their view, taking on someone with Davis's reputation allows Paul to inch closer to being recognized in serious boxing discussions. Since his debut, Paul has faced skepticism about his place in the sport, and each step forward in competition brings him closer to earning respect.
And it definitely seems like this is that he wants the respect of legitimacy. He doesn't want to be looked at like some type of, circus act. Like, people think that he's doing these fights that are being thrown. He's not legitimate, and his detractors are saying that it's like, yeah, okay, well, you did this, you did that, but these guys were old, or, they were retired, or this and that. But the fact of the matter is, when you fought a real fighter, you lost. So people are like, you're not legitimate. That's what people say. So after everything I've seen on him, if he can beat Tank Davis, I think he'll have his legitimacy card. If he can beat or do something like Rocky 1 to where you got people questioning who won, then he's going to get all the respect in the world. That's how I think it's going to go. Because I've seen Tank just destroy people, body people, play with his food, with people. You know what I'm saying? Tank is legit as it gets. So, hey, I had to do this video real quick. You let me know what you think. Now, some of you are already going to say, is this... Nah, they're going to fix it, just like they fixed the other ones.
Finally, there are those who downplay the excitement altogether, reminding fans that the matchup is ultimately billed as an exhibition. From their perspective, that label strips away much of the intrigue, since exhibitions are rarely contested with the same intensity, danger, or competitive stakes as official bouts. For these critics, the event is more spectacle than sport. A showcase meant to entertain, generate revenue, and capture headlines rather than settle any debates about boxing greatness.
Exhibition, it's really not going to be any competition. So when Gervonta gets in the ring with Jake Paul, please understand that this is not going to be a boxing match. It is going to be an exhibition. It is there for entertainment, okay? It's kind of like, when you see, an advertisement and it's this beautiful piece of food, but you know that the only reason it looks like that is because it's spray painted and you got all kind of non-edible things on it to make it look better, make it look good, but it's really just an exhibition. It's just something to give you a general idea of and get you excited about some general nonsense. That's the only way that I can describe it. You get to see Jake Paul in the ring, you get to see Gervonta in the ring, you get to see him move around, but you're not going to really see a competitive fight. It's an exhibition. So this is not going to be a real fight for Jake Paul. My understanding is that or a real fight for Gervonta Davis is probably going to be 10 2-minute rounds, and nothing's really going to happen. It's going to be choreographed. If Jake Paul gets too cute and tries to land something too hard on Gervonta's probably just going to move and fight on the outside, slip shots, get on the inside, wind up hitting him with something that could be quite heavy. So, like I'm saying, don't take it and think that this is some real fight.
That's all for today's breakdown. Make sure to stay tuned for more updates, and we'll catch you in the next one.